This is Sarah Leonard here from musiclessonsinhull.co.uk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to look after and how to clean your brass instrument. So I've got my flugelhorn here, that's what I'm going to use for the demonstration, and I'm here at the kitchen sink. I've got a bowl full of lukewarm water with a little bit of just ordinary washing up liquid in, ready to use. I've also got a jug for pouring the water into the instrument. I've got a small tea towel that I can use to dry it off afterwards. I've got my valve oil, which you'll need to put onto the valves to make them work. And I've also got some Vaseline. This is just a little lip seal tub to put onto the various different slides and things on the trumpet, on the flugel, to make it work. Now, in terms of cleaning any instrument, you could be cleaning a euphonium or a tuba. The method is the same, but if you're going with a bigger instrument, I would do this in the bath rather than in the kitchen sink, just so that you've got plenty of room. So the first thing I will do is I'll take out the mouthpiece and I'll take out any tubes that will come out of the instrument. So with the flugel, you have this tuning pipe that goes in where the mouthpiece sits. Most instruments don't have those, so don't panic if you don't have one of those on your instrument. Chances are you won't. And then I'm just popping these into the sink for a little bit of a soak. You will have little tubes here and there on the instrument, whatever instrument it is, whether it's a trumpet or a euphonium or whatever it is, you'll have these little tubes that come out. Just take those out and pop them into the water. Then I'm going to take out the valves also. Now be careful when you do this, because a lot of valves, mine is one of them, they don't have numbers on. So when you look at the valve and you've taken it out, it doesn't have a number on. So it can be quite easy to get confused and put them back in the wrong order. And if you do that, then the instrument won't play, it won't make a sound. So I tend to take them out very carefully, and I'll put them on the side, and I'll just remember that one is valve number 1. And I'm just taking out, there's a little spring in mine as well. Some of them have separate springs, some of them have the springs built into the valve itself. So that one's 2. So that's the little spring that I'm taking out of mine. You might have those, you might not. That's valve number 3. With some euphoniums you have 4 valves as well, so you have the 4th one to find and get out. My spring for this 3rd valve seems to be a bit stuck, so I'm just going to open up the bottom. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I'm just going to open up the bottom so I can get it out. So I've put those on the side, and I've remembered the order that I've put them down in. I'm not going to put those in the water with all the tubes and everything else, because these have little felts at the top, and if they get too wet they can be damaged and they can then not work, and you'll end up with lots of sort of clunky noises when you're playing the instrument. So the next thing to do is to just put the flugel, or whichever instrument it is, over the water in the sink. Grab the jug, and we're just going to put some of that water with the washing up liquid in, and we're just going to pour it into the bell of the instrument until it looks as if it's all full up. So that one is all full up now, and I'm just going to let that sit in there for a minute. This is only lukewarm water, don't do it with boiling hot water. And then I'm just going to pour it out, and I'm going to go again. So I'm just pouring that nice water in, and I'm letting it run all the way through, so it will come out all over the place, and then pouring it out. You might find that the water gets a bit stuck in the instrument, so if you turn it around one way, turn it around the other way, any water that's gotten stuck in here will come out. But that basically is an instrument that now doesn't have lots and lots of germs and muck and things hiding in there. So it's definitely worth doing. I'm going to put that to one side on my tea towel. And then I'm going to grab these little pipes and things that we put in before. And I'm just rubbing at them, putting my little finger inside to make sure there isn't any muck or grease in there. And then I'll get some hot water, or lukewarm water, and just run it through the pipes. It's the same thing for each of these. And then this big long pipe that you might not have, if you don't have a flugel, you probably won't have one of these, so don't panic. It's a very particular to a flugel sort of thing. And then the mouthpiece as well. Just going to run that through. And it just helps to keep the instrument from becoming a bit of a breeding ground for germs, because otherwise that can be kind of what it ends up being. So I'm going to let this water out now. And then I'm going to run some clean warm water, so with no washing up liquid in. I'm going to run that through the flugel itself. So I'll just take that straight from the tap. So just completely clean water. Pour it in the same way. And let's do another little round of that. Around to get rid of any extra water. Be a bit careful, obviously you're bound to bash it off of something, but just try to move gently with it and you shouldn't do too much damage. So I'm going to give the valves a little bit of a rinse now with that same lukewarm water. Remember, they haven't been in the bath at all up to now. Giving them a good clean. If you find that if you've bought a second-hand instrument and they're really, really mucky, you can use a scouring pad very, very gently just to get rid of any of that muck. So I'm putting my little finger into all of these holes and just scooping out any gunk that might be hiding there. Mine is pretty clean because I keep cleaning it regularly. We're not seeing a lot of evidence of muck. But sometimes people's instruments can get very, very mucky if we're not careful. So the next thing to do is to just dry off the instrument. So I've got the tea towel that I showed you at the beginning, and it's literally just like when you've washed up your pots and you need to dry them after you've had your tea. Just go round with the tea towel gently. Again, try not to bash the instrument off the cupboards and things. End up doing that quite easily. And then give the inside of the bell a bit of a wipe as well. You probably will find, especially the first time you do this, that you don't necessarily get all of the water out. There's some of it still lurking inside of these little pipes and spaces, even after you've been round and emptied it. So you might find when you go to play it later there's a bit of water gurgling in there, but you can just use your water valves to get rid of that. That's not a problem. So that's the main part of the instrument, nice and clean and dry. And you can, if you want to, some instruments come with what they call a chamois leather, so a nice cloth. You can actually polish that up really nicely and make it shine if you want to. That's entirely up to you. Now, I'm just going to dry off the other little pieces as well. So the mouthpiece, you don't need to do anything else with the mouthpiece now that it's clean. These little pipes we need to add some of that Vaseline to so that they'll move nice and easily when we need to move them. So we'll do that in a second. I'm just going to dry them all first. and dry off these valves. And do remember, as you're going along with the valves, try and keep them in the same order so that you don't get them confused. Because otherwise it can be a bit of a job getting them back in the right order later on, and the instrument won't make a sound if you don't have them in the right way around. So that's everything clean now, and now we need to add some valve oil to the valves and some Vaseline to the pipes and the tubes that go into the trumpet. So just thinking about the best way to do this so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Just move the camera a little tiny bit. There we go, and you can see I've got all of my things set out. So with the tubes, we'll do those last actually, because the Vaseline is quite sticky on your fingers and can be a bit messy to use. Let's do the valves first. Now if you've got these separate springs on your valves, what you can do is you can rub them a little bit between your thumb and your forefinger, and that just helps them to be extra springy. You might not have those though. Some valves, they have the spring actually inside the valve itself. So don't worry if you don't have those. It doesn't mean to say your instrument is broken. So I'm going to pop my spring back in first, and then I'm going to put the valve itself in. Now the valve has what we call a little plastic guide inside of there, this little white bit. I don't know how well this will show up on the camera, but there's a little white bit there with a little bit that sticks out. You have to line that up with the part of the valve that has a little gap there for that little sticky out bit to fit into, and then your valve should be the right way around. So I'm going to put this valve in so it fits and sits in the right place. Then I'm going to grab my valve oil, and I'm just going to squirt a bit of the valve oil in the top of the valve like that, and then I'll move it up and down so that the valve oil goes all the way through. I'm going to line that up and then screw the valve in place. That's the first one done quite nicely. Second one, same thing. We can squish the springs to make them extra springy if you have separate springs. Don't worry if you don't. We need to line up that extra knobbly bit on the white guide with the little gap in the valve. Then we can squirt some valve oil on here, move it up and down so that it goes all the way from the bottom to the top. Line up the valve and screw it in place. Sometimes the screws can be a little bit tricky because they don't quite line up straight away, so don't get too worried. Just keep unscrewing and screwing until you get it exactly right. And then the third one. So pop that third spring back in. We'll line up the valve. Squirt on a little bit of valve oil, move it around a bit, and then just line it up with the little hole. And screw that in place. So this particular valve is being a bit tricky at the moment for me. I'm having a few issues with it. With any luck with yours, it will just be plain sailing. I think it's because this bottom part didn't go back on properly earlier on when I took it off. Sometimes the screws, the thread of the screw just doesn't quite line up the way it needs to, and then it won't go on properly. So I'm just going to take that take the valve out because that will make it a bit easier. It's funny how this never happens when I do this without recording it. But the second I'm recording it to show you what to do, then something unusual happens. But perhaps this might be useful, because perhaps something unusual might happen when you have a go. So I'm just trying to get this lined up so that this bottom bit will screw on properly. There we go. Then we pop the spring in just like we did before. Pop the valve in. I'm going to give it some more valve oil because some of that will have come off on the tea towel now. There we go. And then let's screw that in place, and you can see all the valves are all working now like they should be. You might get a bit of drippy oil here and there, just wipe it off with a tea towel if you do. So now we can have a look at putting in all of these different pipes. So I'll take this big long pipe first of all. Chances are you won't have one of these. Just going to grab a little bit of the Vaseline. This is Lipsil, this one, but it can be any kind of Vaseline will work. And I'm just taking a fairly small bit and just rubbing it all over that little tube, because then it will go in quite nicely back where it fits. So she says, there we go. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of move it up and down a little bit to kind of spread that Vaseline about. It can be a little bit stiff when you first put it back in, but it will go back to normal pretty quickly. And I'm going to pop the mouthpiece back in at this point. So now we've got 3 more little tubes to do. It's the same thing, just adding a bit of this Vaseline and then lining it up. Your instrument might look different to mine. Lining it up with the tube and just pushing it in place. And it's good to sort of pull it in and out a little bit so that you can check that it's all moving. You might have a bit of extra Vaseline up here, but again we can wipe that away with our tea towel later. And then a little bit for this teeny tiny one as well. Pop that on there. And these valves that we have, these little tubes that we have, are mostly for letting the water out. You can use them for tuning as well. You can pull them in and out and leave them slightly out or slightly in, depending on the instrument. On this flugel I've got what we call a trigger on the 3rd valve for tuning purposes. Now I didn't take that off altogether, I don't tend to. I just open it out, put a bit of the Vaseline on the tube, and then just let it move in and out so that it's nice and smooth working. So now the very last thing I need to do is, stop my valve oil from falling over. And then I just need to have a little wipe around the trumpet, the flugel, trumpet, whatever instrument it is you are cleaning, just to get rid of any smudgy fingerprints, especially from the Vaseline, because they can leave loads of little fingerprints all over the place. So just smarten it all up, and then you've got a nice clean working instrument. I definitely recommend washing your instrument out, whichever instrument it is, at least once every half term. I tend to do it at the end of every half term so that it doesn't become a magnet for germs all inside of here and inside of the mouthpiece. So I hope that helps with how to clean and look after your instrument, and if you have any questions about it, then please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you with that side of looking after the instrument.